Hello, guys. Who's there? Let's go and see who's with us. Oh, Hilton. Shalom Aleichem, Hilton. How are you? Hello, Ivan Ivanovich. We have the same glass. Hello, Shoni. How's it? How are you? How are you, everyone? Ivanovich, give me the name. Shulamit. Finish.
Daniela Bela Bad Yaakov Ruvain.
Okay, we're going to dedicate the shiur Le'ilui Nishmat Daniela Bela Bat
Yaakov Ruvain.
Yaakov Ruvain. Nishmata תהיה צרורה בצור החיים. Hello, Mark. How's it? How are you? Hello, Stephen. Hello, Gabriel. Hello, Shoni. Who else with us? Hello, Iva. Nice seeing you all with us. We're going to speak today about Parashat HaShavua. Mark, I hope you're ready for me. And for everyone, בעזרת השם, נעשה ונצליח, והשם עלינו ברחמיו ירוויח. Let's see who else with us that I missed. Who's connecting? Hello, Brian. Thank you for joining
us. Hello, Rabbi.
How are you?
All good.
I'm missing you all, guys. I'm missing you all. Please, God, soon we're going to get together again to the Shorim, so we can sit all together. Okay, so let's start the shiur. For those that are going to join us, Be'ezrat Hashem, I'm going to dedicate the shiur Le'ilui Nishmat. We mentioned first Ivan's mother, but I'll repeat it. Give it to me.
Daniela Bela Bat Yaakov Ruvain.
לעילוי נשמת דניאלה ביילה בת יעקב ראובן, ולעילוי נשמת אסתר כדן בת קציה, מרדכי בן רחמה, נשמתם תהיה צרורה בצור החיים, ולרפואת מנשה נג'י בן פרחה, ליאורה בת מרים, לירון בן שרית, וכל שאר חולי ופצועי עמו ישראל בכל מקום שהם. אוקיי, we in פרשת כי תצא, רבותיי, פרשת כי תצא, speak about מלחמת רשות. And let's start to read, and then I'll, Be'ezrat Hashem, I'll try to explain. And today I decide to make the shiur on a pardes. What it means, pardes? Pshat, remes, drash, vesod. That means the pshat, what we can understand as we read it. Drash, drashot. Remes is remazim, is hinting. And sod, what is the secret behind it? We're going to try to make first time all of those in one shiur, and we'll see how's it going. So, בעזרת השם נעשה ונצליח, והשם עלינו ברחמיו ירוויח בשם כל ישראל. כי תצא למלחמה על אויביך, ונתנו אדוני אלוהיך בידו ושבית שביו. Mark, בכבוד. Just, you must unmute yourself.
When you will go out to war against your enemies, and Hashem your God will deliver him into your hand, and you will capture his captivity.
Okay, here the Torah tells us that when you go to a war, what war is it? We have to understand. So Hazal explained that this is milchemet reshut. What it means, milchemet reshut? Milchemet reshut, it's not obligation war. Did you see a war that's not obligation? Yes, there's two different kinds of a war. This one is a war that we obligated to go when the enemy attacking us, that we obligate to fight it. But milchemet reshut is a war that you're not obligated to go to a war. The only reason that you're going to a war, it's because you want to extend your boundaries of your country. Okay, that's what called milchemet reshut. Okay, and the Torah tells us that when Bnei Israel go to this kind of a war, and one of the soldiers saw a nice looking woman, okay, before he want to marry her, before he take her as a wife, he's obligated to convert her, and after that he can take her. And immediately come the question of all the mefarshim. Hold on one second. The soldier that go to war, the Torah tell us, they're all tzaddikim. Because the Torah tell us that those soldiers that used to go to war, Chas v'shalom, if they have any averot, if they have any avera, even the smallest sin, they're not going to go to war. Why? Because they're going to cause, because he's sin, that might going to cause the Jewish people to lose the battle. So the Mefarshim ask, wait, if he's such a great tzaddik, how can it be that a great tzaddik would look at a pretty woman, at a gentle pretty woman, and you have the desire for her? So here we have Rashi HaKadosh, Rabbi Shlomo Yitzhaki. Rabbi Shlomo Yitzhaki born in the city of Troyes, and that's in France, and he born close to 1,000 years ago, 900 to be accurate, 978 years ago. And he say, you know what does it mean here, the war that you go in? It's your permanent war against your evil inclination. So we see from here that Rashi explained what the Torah is speaking, it's not a proper war, it's not a physical war. It's the spiritual war that each one of us have in himself to fight the evil inclination. Okay, so we have to understand what Rashi said. The Baal Shem Tov, many of you heard the Baal Shem Tov. Baal Shem Tov he started the Musar movement, and he said like this, it's actually the Hasidut movement, and he explained like this. His name, first of all, is Rabbi Israel ben Eliezer. And he explained like this. He born, by the way, 305 years ago. Some people say that, a matter of fact, he born in Galicia. It's not a lot know about the Baal Shem Tov. There's not a lot of information about his history, about his past. And he explained like this. He said, if you read that verse, Ki tetzei lemilchama al oivecha, when you go into a war against your enemy, ונתנו השם אלוהיך בידיך, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu will actually give him in your hand. What does it mean, give him in your hand? That he gonna help you to overcome him. He explained like this. He said that here the Torah come and tell us that look about your permanent enemy. Who's our permanent enemy? It's the evil inclination. Look how he fight against us and try to cause us to sin. What it means to cause us to sin? That when we want to wake up in the morning early to go to shul, what does he say? Sleep another 5 minutes, another 10 minutes. It's nish gafelach, so you'll get 5 minutes later. Look at the compassion, look at the energy, look at the excitement that Yetzer Hara have, and from here, you can learn how to fight him back. That means if he fight you with so much compassion, with so much energy, with so much excitement and passion, that's how you must fight him. That's remember the Baal Shem Tov. Okay. And then it said, Veshavita Shivyo, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu will give him to your hand. That means he will help you to overcome him. I saw a commentary of the Hatam Sofer. Hatam Sofer was Rabbi Moshe Sofer. Rabbi Moshe Sofer, born in the city of Frankfurt in Germany 257 years ago. And he wrote the book, Torat Moshe. Torat Moshe is a book that speaks about Parashat HaShavua. He wrote commentary. And he said, I'm going to bring you a verse from Hazal, from the Gemarot in Hazal. The one is in Masechet Kedushim, Lamed Amud Bet, that means 30, folio 2. And the other one is in a Gemara in Masechet Sukkah, page 42, folio 2. That means there Hazal tell us something extraordinary. Listen what Hazal tell us. Hazal tell us there, Yitzro shel Adam mitgaber alav bechol yom vayom. That means that the evil inclination that we have inside us can overcome us every day. But ilmale HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but if only HaKadosh Baruch Hu wouldn't help us, Chas v'shalom, we cannot overcome him. That means that the Hazal tell us in the Gemara, the only reason that we can overcome the evil inclination, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu help us to overcome him. That means that we get Siyata Dishmaya. But naturally, we cannot overcome him. So said the Hatam Sofer, a person will hear that immediately, Haz v'Shalom, will hear that he cannot overcome the Yetzer Hara, naturally will come to despair, to give up. But the Torah tells us, when you go to a war against the evil inclination, but there's too much noise somewhere, let me mute, I can't speak when there's too much noise. So Hazal say that in the moment that you go into a war against your evil inclination, when you go to a war against the evil inclination, okay, you just start, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will help you to overcome him. Where do you learn that? He said, look how it says, Ki Teitzei LaMilchama. When you go to a war against your enemy, that we say that Rashi said that that's the evil inclination. When you just go to a war, ve'Hashem netano beyadcha. What does it mean, ve'Hashem netano beyadcha? That means HaKadosh Baruch Hu will help you to overcome the Yetzer Hara. And that's what the Hatam Sofer say. Hatam Sofer explained to us that ilmale, like the Gemara in Kedushim Lamed Amud Bet, that's mean 30 folio 2, and the Gemara in Sukkah 42 folio 2, tell us that without the help of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we can never win the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination. But come the Hatam Sofer and tell us a Hidush. What's the Hidush? From that you learn. When you start to fight against the evil inclination, when you really want to fight him, and you say to him, I don't want you in my life, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will help you to overcome him. V'netano beyadecha. He will help you to overcome him. So far we spoke about Pshat and Remez. Now we're going to go to Drash and Sod. We're going to do also Drash and Sod. So here we see that so far we spoke about that. Now I'm going to go to different commentary to help us to understand the Pardes in the Torah. Ari HaKadosh, Rabbi Yitzhak Luria Ashkenazi, born 486 years ago in Jerusalem. And he said, if you look at that verse, look how it says, Ki Teitzei, Teitzei, it's singly to one person. Ki Teitzei LaMilchama. Did you hear one person going to a war? Alo Ivecha, against all your enemy? We never see that. When a country go to a war, you don't see one person go to a war. The entire country go to a war. So ask Ari HaKadosh, why is it starting singly and move to plural? Alo Ivecha. It should say, Ki Teitzei LaMilchama, when all of you are going to go to a war against your enemy. No. It's a Ki Teitzei LaMilchama in singly. Alo Ivecha, plural. Why? Listen what he say here. And here is the remez. Ari HaKadosh explained that if the Jewish people will go to a war, when they're united, and there is unity amongst them, without any disagreement, they go to a war with one heart, V'netano Hashem beyadecha. What does it mean beyadecha? In your hand. That means HaKadosh Baruch Hu, if you see that you all going as one man in unity, okay, he will give your enemy falling down in the front of you like there is one enemy, one personal enemy. That means that the entire army of the enemy will be like one person to fight. And say the Ari HaKadosh, that's the secret here. What is the secret here? The secret is when you go to a war, if you're united and there is unity with no disagreement, HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves the unity amongst the Jewish people, doesn't like faribol and disagreement. He will help you to overcome your enemy in such an easy, like it's a one soldier. Let's move on and give another idea. the Abir Yaakov. Abir Yaakov was Rabbi Yaakov Abu Hatzera. He was the grandfather of the famous Baba Sali, Rabbi Israel Abu Hatzera. Rabbi Yaakov Abu Hatzera born in a city of Tiflat. Tiflat, it's a city in Morocco, and he born 216 years ago. By the way, he's buried in Egypt. And he explained from that, he said, take the word Teitzei, and take the acronym of those three letters that you have, Taf, Tzadik, Aleph. He said, if you look at that, the Torah hinting to us with those three letters, how you can win any war. So here now we're doing Remes. Remember, Drash, Pshat, Remes, Drash, Sod. So we done all of that. Now we go to the Remes. What is the Remes here? Said the Abir Yaakov, if you take the acronym of Teitzei, Taf, it's for Tefillin. Tzadik, it's for Tzitzit. Aleph, it's for Or. What is Or? Is the Torah. If you put the Tefillin every day, if you wear a Tzitzit every day, if you keep Shabbos properly, and you learn Torah properly, I guarantee you that that's your weapon to win every war. Say, the Abir Yaakov, Rabbi Yaakov Abu Hatzera. So from here we done Pshat, Remes, Drash, Sod, just on the first verse of the Torah. And there is many more. That's the first time that I'm doing it with you. I don't know if you like it, but we'll see how's it going. Let's move on to verse 14. And verse 14 tells us something extraordinary. And here we'll do it, I'm going to do it on a sword. What does it mean on a sword? To look what the Torah tells us and then to understand. The Torah tells us in verse, you know what, let's read first verse 13 and then we'll read verse 14 for you to understand. In verse 13 it says like this, והסירה את שמלת שבייה מעליה, וישבה בביתך, ובכתה את אביה ואת אמה ירח ימים, ואחר כן תבוא אליה ובעלתה והייתה לך לאישה.
She shall remove the garment of her captivity from upon herself, and sit in your house, and she shall weep for her father and her mother for a full month. Thereafter you may come to her and live with her, and she shall be a wife to you. Okay,
so what does it mean that she has to take her dress of her? Chazal explained that when Bnei Israel used to go to a war, they used to send their wife, the woman, to dress nicely, to dress very exotic, that to excite the soldier. So first thing, take all the beauty of her, let her take all the makeup, take all the nonsense, that she will look naturally. And then, look what it says, ובכתה את אביה ואת אמה, she must cry ירח ימים. Remember the word ירח. ירח is a moon, okay? Remember that. Now let's move to verse 14. והיה אם לא חפצת בה, ושילחת לנפשה, ומחור לא תמכרנה בכסף, ולא תתעמר בה תחת אשר עיניתה.
But it shall be that if you do not desire her, then you shall send her on her own. But you may not sell her for money. You shall not enslave her because you have afflicted her.
Okay. So the second verse already, look, it's speaking about the future. That if you're not going to have any desire for her, that means that you're going to get rid of her. On the future, the Torah tells us. What is the tell us? If not, listen what Rashi HaKadosh. Rashi HaKadosh, by the way, bring the Sifri. Rashi HaKadosh bring the Sifri, and he said like this, הכתוב מבשרך, שסופך לשנותה. That means the Torah come and tell us that in the end, you're going to hate her. Oh, I don't understand what's going on here. It's all become one big salad. And now we're going to separate the salad for us to understand Be'ezrat Hashem. Rashi say that the Torah already tell us in the future that in the end, you're going to hate that woman. Why? Because she look pretty, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You have the desire for her. But the Torah come and tell us, והיה אם לא חפצת בה, ושילחת לנפשה. That means you must send her away. That means the Torah already tell us that in the end, you're going to get rid of her. That's what Rashi is saying. We have to understand. Where did Rashi learn that, and how did he come to that conclusion? So listen, I find a commentary of Rabbi Shimon Neiman. Rabbi Shimon Neiman wrote the book Pninim Yekarim. That means very expensive pearl. Yekarim is expensive. Expensive pearl, that's the name of his book. But I saw also that the same thing brought from the Maharav Nikolsburg. The Maharav Nikolsburg, it's Rabbi Mordechai Bennett. Rabbi Mordechai Bennett, born in Hungary, 267 years ago in a city of Trogo. And they both explain what Rashi tried to tell us. And they explain like this. They say, when a person getting married, a Jewish person, how do you marry them? So one of the important things, it's how you write the ketubah. You have to be very, very careful how you write the ketubah. And in a ketubah, have to be written in a certain thing. For example, when you speak about the day, which day is it of the week, you say behamisha b'Shabbat. Behamishi b'Shabbat. That means on a Thursday on Shabbos. I'm just doing it for now because we're on Thursday, okay? B'Tisha Yamim, on the 9 days of the month. Lechodesh Elul, the 9, remember, it's the 9 days of the month of Elul. Now you write the year. Shnat Hamesh Talafim, 5,000. Shvamot, 700. V'shmonim lebriat haolam. That means 5,780 years for the creation. Okay? And also you have to mention the city that the couple get married. You have to mention the Hatan and his father, the Hatan, the son of his father, the Kala, the same, the daughter of. But come and they say, look what it say here. Here it say Chodesh when it's come to Ketubah. It say, what does it say on the get? Lo alen. When you write a get, you also have to write it specially. Not everyone can write a get. You have to be also careful. So lo alen on the get, when a person writes a get, also there is very certain laws that you have to write. So it say like this. It's Hamishi b'Shabbat, Hamishi leShabbat. That means on a Thursday, okay? B'Tisha Yamim, b'Yerach Elul. On a 9 of the moon of Elul, okay? That means that in the get, they're referring to the moon. When it's come to Ketubah, they're referring to what? To the months. So from here you learn that the Torah already tells us in verse 13. What does it say? That you see already that the Torah hinting to us that in the end, a person that married a woman because she's pretty, Eshet Yefat Toar, he's going to divorce her, he's going to hate her. That means that Hazal come and tell us that everything is written on the Torah. You just have to open your eyes. That means that's when Rashi learned that if you married a pretty woman because you married the external of her, you saw her, in the end, you're going to divorce her. How does it say? Listen what the verse says first. Ve'yashva be'betcha. She'll sit in your house. Ve'bachta et avia ve'et imad. She will cry, she'll miss her father and her mother. Yerach yamim. What does it mean, Yerach? 30 days. But Yerach referring to the moon. When do we write moon? And a get. And that's what we see that there is in the Torah. Here is a remez. The Torah hint to us that in the end, if you married a Gentile woman because she's pretty, because you like her, you saw her, you're going to divorce her. And that's the remez. Let's move to verse 17. And in verse 17, the Torah here tells us that the person that, the child that is a firstborn, obligated for double portion. Let's see what the Torah tells us. Ki et ha-bechor בן השנואה יכיר לתת לו פי שניים, בכל אשר יימצא לו, כי הוא ראשית עונו ולא משפט הבכורה.
Rather, he must recognize the firstborn, the son of the hated one, to give him the double portion in all that is found with him. For he is his initial vigor. To him is the right of the firstborn.
Okay, so here, if you read it, you realize that the firstborn deserve double of the heritage. That means if you take the heritage, there is 5 kids, or there is 6 kids, whatever is it, you divide it to 6. Okay, and then how much does it come? Whatever is it come, let's say that in a heritage there is 10, you divide it by 5, everyone supposed to get 2. The firstborn obligate for double of that. That's what the Torah tells us. Come the Gaon Mivilna and say something extraordinary. The Gaon Mivilna, it's Rabbi Eliyahu ben Shlomo Zalman. He born 300 years ago. Some people say that he born in Vilna. Some people say he born in Lita. It doesn't make a difference. And he said like this, take the word Bechor that's written in the Torah. How do you spell it? Bet, Chaf, Resh. He said, if you take each one of these letters, you see that each letter is a double. What does it mean? Let me explain. If you take the letters Bet, the letters Bet is double of the letters Aleph, twice, because Aleph is 1, Bet is 2, it's double. If you take the letters Kaf, it's 20. What's the letters before that? Yud is 10, it's double. Again, the last word, the last letters of Bechor is Resh, 200. What's come before that? Kuf, 100. It's from here you learn that the Torah already telling us and hinting to us that the firstborn is deserved and obligate to get double. Why? Because he's the firstborn. Where is it? You see it? You see it even on the words. The word Bechor referring to that he ended up with, because every letter of the word Bechor mentioned that he's double. So what do we see from here? Sorry, I need to charge my phone because my phone show me that it's low battery. You'll excuse me 1 second, guys. So we learn from here something extraordinary that the Gaon Mevilna explained to us. The Gaon Mevilna say that from the word Bechor, the Torah already hinting to us that just the word Bechor is to tell us that a person that, is a firstborn obligated to get double the portion from the heritage. Just before we continue, let me just connect so you can see me well. And it's connected and the phone not gonna down me. Okay, so we saw that. Let's move on with your permission to verse 23. Let's see what the Torah tells us in verse 23. לא תלין נבלתו על העץ, כי קבור תקברנו ביום ההוא, כי קללת אלוהים תלוי בו, ולא תטמא את אדמתך, אשר אדוני אלוהיך נותן לך נחלה.
His body shall not remain for the night on the gallows. Rather, you shall surely bury him on that day. For a hanging person is a curse of God, and you shall not contaminate your land, which Hashem your God gives you as an inheritance.
Okay, we see from here that there is a positive command or negative command, depends how you look at it, that the negative command tells us that we're not allowed to delay or to withhold burying the deceased. A person that died, a Jewish person, okay, not only Jewish person, anybody, you're not allowed to withhold or to delay the burial in Eretz Israel, besides hanging it, that you're not allowed to do. And Hazal, in Gemara Masechet Sanhedrin, in page 46, folio 1, tell us something like this, that all of that negative command that come, that we're not allowed to withhold the deceased or to bury the deceased, to delay the burial, okay? It's not only about those that been killed by the Bedin, it's anyone and every deceased. And we have to understand what is that mitzvah. So the Ramban is Rabbi Moshe ben Nachman, the Nachmanite. He born in the city of Catalonia in Spain. He born 826 years ago. And he explained like this. He explained, you know why you're not allowed to delay the deceased, to bury the deceased, to withhold burying the deceased, that you not contaminate, לא תטמא את אדמתך, that you're not allowed to delay the burial of the deceased, that you not contaminate the land that HaKadosh Baruch Hu given you as a heritage. That means that as soon that you bury the deceased, you're not going to contaminate the land of Eretz Israel. Okay, but what's the secret behind it? And now we're doing sod. Now I'm doing with you sod. Sod, it means the secret behind every mitzvah, the secret of the Torah. The Zohar HaKadosh explained like this. Listen what the Zohar HaKadosh explained. The Zohar HaKadosh explained that the evil forces, kochot hatumah, the sitra ahra, okay? That means that the demon and all of those parties, they have no permission to enter Eretz Israel. When do they get a permission to enter Eretz Israel? Only when you withhold and you delay the burial of the deceased. When you do that, you actually given a permission to the evil forces to enter Eretz Israel. What do we learn from here? That the secret behind it, that we should not withhold, that we should not delay the burial, not to allow the evil forces to enter Eretz Israel. That's the secret behind it. And how the land get contaminated? By that those evil forces coming into the land of Eretz Israel. You understand now? So we learn from here something extraordinary, that when you delay a burial, when you withhold that burial, you're actually contaminating the land of Eretz Israel when there is a decease. And that's the secret behind it. Okay, let's move on to another mitzvah. Let's move to, another chapter, to chapter 22, verse 7. And here we're going to speak about a very special mitzvah, sending away the mother birds. And we have to understand what's happening here. And if you look at it, let's look at it together, and it's like this. שלח תשלח את האם ואת הבנים תיקח לך, למען ייטב לך וארכת ימים.
You shall surely send away the mother and take the young for yourself, so that it will be good for you and will prolong your days.
Okay, we see from here that we have a positive command from the Torah that we obligated to send the mother birds, okay, to send the mother birds away. For what? Because it's going to make, number one, it's good for us. And the second one, that you have a long life. Why does the Torah have to tell us a long life? So I'm going to start with the Ramban, the Nachmanite. The Nachmanite explained like this. You know what's the reason behind that mitzvah to send away the mother birds? It's to implant in a person the character trait of mercy and compassion. And now I'm going to do it to pilpul. Pilpul, it means to ask question and to contradict it, and then to answer it again, to settle it. Kushiyah, v'tirut, tirutz, v'kushiyah. Be'ezrat Hashem. So the Ramban say it's to implant on us to be merciful, to be more mercy, to have more compassion to everything. But come the Mefarshim and say like this. The Mefarshim say in the Gemara in Masechet Psachim, remember that Psachim, Kuf Yud Gimel, Amud Bet, that means 113, page 113, folio 2. And Hazal tell us there, Shlosha, three people, three kind of people, okay, Hayehem enam Hayim. Three kind of people, their life, it's actually not a life. They don't have a life. They can't enjoy life. And who they are? He say Rahmanim, people that they very sensitive, very merciful. That means that they have a lot of compassion and mercy. Okay? The second one are Rathanim, people that every little thing make them cross and angry. And the third one, Ananei Da'at. Ananei Da'at, those people that everything have to be perfect, perfectionists. If it's not perfectionist, they go ballistic. That means that the book have to stand straight, the picture straight. The house have to be like a museum. If it's not, they can't take it. They're oversensitive with everything. Every little thing makes them upset and uptight. And immediately the Mefarshim say, but Hazal tell us, especially in the Gemara, that people that, one of them that doesn't have life, is those people that they are mercy. They have mercy and compassion. What it means doesn't have life? Because they see someone suffering and they have so much compassion and they can't help him, they suffer so much and they get upset. And because they can't do nothing, it's actually the worries making the life short. But the Rambam say that that's the source of the mitzvah. So how does it fit? Because the Torah tells us that it will be good and you'll have a long life. So there is a contradiction here. How does it work? Come the Hatam Sofer that we brought earlier. The Hatam Sofer answer to it like this. He said that the Torah specially tells us that a person that adapts this kind of a character trait by doing that mitzvah to become more compassion, have more mercy, the Torah guarantees him that he'll never suffer. Although that usually those people suffer, the Torah tells us if you do this mitzvah, you're not going to suffer. Why? Because the Torah tells us, Lema'ani tavlach, that it will be good for you. And not only that, ve'erachta yamim. What it means, ve'erachta yamim? That instead of your life going to be short, I guarantee you that you live for a long life. You'll have a long life. What does it mean? That Hazal say here in the Gemara, remember, in Masechet Psachim, Kuf Yud Gimel Amud Bet, that means 113, folio 2, that the life is not life. The Torah come and tell us, and the Hatam Sofer explain, if you do this mitzvah, though that you're going to adopt this kind of a character trait, you're not going to suffer from it. And what's the secret now? We're going to do the sword behind it. What is the secret of taking a mother bird that's sitting on the eggs, okay? And you have to send her away. Why? Why is it? So the Zohar HaKadosh explained there is a secret here. The secret here is to wake up the mercy and the compassion of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. How do I wake it up? The Zohar HaKadosh say like this, by that you send the mother birds away and you leave the eggs, the babies by himself, it's to remind HaKadosh Baruch Hu that he done it to us. He sent us to exile, to open the heart of HaKadosh Baruch Hu and to remind them, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we are like that bird. We're hopeless without you. We want you to come back to redeem us. And that's the secret behind sending away the mother birds. That's mean, by that we're doing this kind of an act, we actually waking up the mercy and the compassion of the Almighty to redeem us. And that's the secret behind that mitzvah. Let's move on to chapter 23, verse 8. And let's see what, here there is a very, very funny mitzvah. it's a very funny mitzvah, but we have to understand it. And the Torah tells us like this: Lo teta'ev admoni ki achicho, lo teta'ev mitzri ki ger hayita be'artzo.
You shall not reject an Edomite, for he is your brother. You shall not reject an Egyptian, for you were a sojourner in his land.
Okay, Edomite, I understand, but wait, Egyptian? Why shouldn't I reject them? Many of them Mefarshim ask. Explain to me. The Egyptian slaughtered us. The Egyptian murdered us. The Egyptian put us through hard slavery. What? They drown us in and out. What else? Why shouldn't I reject them?
Yeah.
Why shouldn't a Jewish person not reject the Egyptian? That's the question of many of the Mefarshim. So I saw a commentary of the Rambam. And the Rambam is the Maimonite. Now I'm going to bring Rabbi Moshe ben Maimon. Rabbi Moshe ben Maimon, born 885 years ago in the city of Cordova in Spain. And in his book, he wrote the book More Nevuchim. I don't know how you say More Nevuchim. Can any one of you help me out to say? I think
Guide to the Perplexed. It's actually
that's it, the guide
to the Perplexed.
That's it, the guide to the couplet. In volume 3, in chapter 42, he explained something extraordinary. And he teaches something, a very important lesson in life. And he said that you learn it from this verse. And he said like this. He said the Torah tells you that you should not despise the Egyptian. Adore that they killed you, adore that they murdered you, you name it, what they didn't done to you. You're not allowed to do that. Why? And listen what he said. He said, because the Torah tells us that you was a foreigner. What it mean a foreigner in his land? That when you was in Egypt, they're giving you a place to sleep, they're giving you food, you have a place to stay, they're giving you a shelter. That means that they done a favor to you. Say the Rambam, you have to learn one important thing, that you're obligated to show gratitude to those that done good to you. Adore that they kill you, adore that they murdered you, they drown you, they put you into hard slavery, you name it. But they're giving you a place to sleep, a place to eat. You're obligated to show them respect. And he said, from here you learn something else. You learn a great mitzvah. If a friend of yours, or a quitman, or someone that you know, your neighbor, or your colleagues at work, done you a favor and done hesed with you once, you're obligated to show him gratitude. Even if later on, like the Egyptian, turned against us, but at the beginning, when Bnei Israel came to Egypt, you remember, Pharaoh said to him, bring your family. Bring them. I'll give them the land. They give them the land of Eretz Goshen. We look after them. They give them food. They manage from it and they enjoy from it. They benefit from it. They're giving us a place to stay and food to eat. You have to show them gratitude. I know that later on they turned their back on us, but they was good to us. You're obligated to show gratitude. The Torah teaches us. Say the Rambam. He said, from here you learn how much we have to show gratitude to people that done hesed with us, done kind of an act of hesed with us. Help us. I needed a jump cable. Yeah, he helped you. You are obligated to show him hesed. What is it, a jump cable? Just to jump a battery? Yes, you're obligated to show him gratitude. So you learn from here, if a person done you good once, how much gratitude you're obligated to show him. So that's the message here. And Be'ezrat Hashem, if we learn that we obligate to do gratitude with each one of us, at home, with the wife, with the kids, with the sibling, with the neighbor, with everyone, with my colleagues at work. Then HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Be'ezrat Hashem, will merit us. He'll see that we have gratitude. He will merit us to see Mashiach Tzidkenu speedily in our day. Amen. Ken Yehi Ratzon. I'm going to give time now for question. For those of you that want to ask question, please unmute yourself and ask question.
Can I ask you a question?
Answer. Yes.
Okay. First of all, I just want to tell you, I had a great trip.
Hello, Dr. Lev. How's it?
I was a little bit late because I came actually from the Kotel.
Yeah, I can see you, Dr. Lev.
Yeah.
You look so smart. Whoa.
No, you know what? I came from the Kotel, and it's amazing. In the
Any
Kotel,
question? Bechavod.
Okay, so I just came from the Kotel, and the Kotel, they've got separate sections where we have different minyanim games. I was there for Mincha Mariv. It was absolutely unbelievable. So Baruch Hashem, it's open and people come there, and it was quite full, but it's very, very well organized. You social distance, and there were different minyanim going on all simultaneously. So the question, that was such a good to be there. Anyway, the question is, what happens if you're walking and you see the eggs, and you really don't want, you've got no desire for the eggs, you don't want them, you still have to chase the mother bird away. You've got no desire for the eggs. You feel that by chasing the mother away, it's a chaval, because she won't be with the eggs, and somebody else, maybe, and if you don't want them, you're just leaving there, maybe another, like an animal will take them, or I don't know. Do you have to chase the mother bird away? Do you have a chiyuv to do it?
Okay, so how does it work, mitzvah shiluach haken? It's not so simple. So first of all, it's not so simple, shiluach haken. What it means, shiluach haken? That means that where the mother sit and hatch over the eggs, you have to make it while she's sitting. Number one, it can't be in your property. It has to be in derech tziburit, in a public place. It mustn't be on yours. It mustn't be your own birds. Number two, the chances that you can do this mitzvah to catch her while she's hatching, because usually she fly away if she sees someone coming close to her. She's afraid. It's very, very difficult to do this mitzvah. The only way that you can do this mitzvah is at night when she's not so aware of you, when she's sleeping. And imagine climbing up to where she's hatching. So it's on top of the tree or under the eave. You have to stand on a step ladder to get hold of it. It's not so simple. So first of all, it's not so easy like we're thinking mitzvah shiluach haken. You can do that. The second thing, that you have to hold her with two hands while she's sitting on the eggs, okay, while she's hatching. And you have to lift her up and to send her away. And this is so difficult that very few people manage to do that mitzvah shiluach haken, because you have to climb up on the top of the tree. By the time that you wake up and by the time that you climb up, you make so much noise that she'll hear you and she'll fly away. You follow? Okay. Any other questions regarding the Parshah?
So Rob, why would that be a mitzvah if it's so difficult? I mean, it's practically all the excuse me, all the others you can almost do. Literally 612 you can do. This one is just about impossible.
There's many other mitzvot that are impossible.
Oh.
Okay? Peter Hamor. If you take the mitzvah of Peter Hamor, what it means Peter Hamor? You take the first donkey, okay, that it's a female donkey, okay? Oh, it's a difficult. No donkey have a physical relationship with her. You have to carry her. There's many mitzvot like this.
In other words,
all of the secret of those mitzvot. Ivan, 1 second. All of the secret of those mitzvah is for us to try to wake up the mercy of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to remind them, like he's like a mother to us, And by that we're doing, we're trying to do those acts is to wake up the mercy and the compassion of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that he will redeem us. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the secret behind it. That we're trying to say to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's enough. We want to be redeemed. We want to be redeemed. Send us Mashiach. You know the tzoros that we have. Just the other day, just yesterday, did you see that guy killed a father of 4? For what?
Because he's Jewish.
I'll tell you a secret. I don't love to speak about it, and I never speak about it. I hardly speak about it. But I tell you, the Zohar HaKadosh say, like this. You know that Ishmael is our cousin. You know, Ishmael came, he was the son of Avraham Avinu. You agree with me?
Sure, sure.
The Ishmaelites, the Muslim. Then there is Esav. Esav, he was the brother of Yaakov, Nachon? That's the Christian. Listen what the Kabbalistic rabbis say. They explain like this. We have two kinds of animal, domestic animal. The one is the dog and the one is the cat. The cat, we know that it's not loyal. The dog is a loyal. You agree with me, Ivan? No. The Kabbalistic rabbi explained like this, the mystical rabbi. The dog that is loyal, it's Esav, it's the Christian. The cat that it's not loyal is the Muslim, Ishmael. Whatever you do for this animal, that animal will never remember that you done good to her. Whatever we do for them, for the Ishmaelite in Israel, look at that. Nothing, it's not good enough. But when it's come, they always demand, they want. If it's not murdering, if it's not stabbing, now they start with those balloons that cause fire, grenade, you name it. That's the cat. The dog that more loyal, the Kabbalistic rabbi explained that Esav, that's the Christian part. So you see from here, how much we're suffering in Eretz Israel. Who doesn't want Mashiach? How much we need Mashiach now? You understand what's the secret behind it? We have to wake up Mashiach. How do you wake up Mashiach? By trying to do mitzvot. And Hazal say, a person that thinks to do a mitzvah, he planned to do a mitzvah. But he never done it. He couldn't do it for some reason. Like, for example, you say it's a difficult mitzvah. So you climb up on a step ladder or on a tree, you start and the mother bird flew away. It's considered like you done that mitzvah. You know that. Although that physically you didn't done that mitzvah, it's considered like you done it. אבל מחשבה רעה, a bad thought, אין הקדוש ברוך הוא מצרפה למעשה.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you very much.
Okay, pleasure, Liz. Thank you, יישר כוח. So Hazal said that
Thank you.
a person that planning to do Avera and he didn't done it, he doesn't consider as Avera, except Avodah Zarah. If you think about Avodah Zarah lo alenu. Do you understand? So to answer you now, although that it sounds to you a difficult mitzvah, and you climb on a step ladder, and she heard you climbing up, and as you come to catch her, she flew away, it's considered like you done this mitzvah. You understand me?
Your intention was to
just the intention, exactly. מחשבה טובה, הקדוש ברוך הוא מצרפה למעשה. מחשבה רעה, אין הקדוש ברוך הוא מצרפה למעשה, except עבודה זרה. If a person have in mind, or he thinking that he worshipping idols. You follow, Ivan? I hope I answer you.
All good. Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. Good, good. Any other question, Rabotai? Any question about the Parsha? Mark?
Not
Okay.
tonight, Rav, but thank you very much.
Not tonight,
for that
so that
inspiration.
means that I explained myself. Okay.
Very well, Brad.
You
Very
explained
well.
yourself extremely well.
Anyone question? No question. Gabriel? Question? No question, Rabotai? Okay. So I'll take the opportunity to wish all of you Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.
Again. And please,
Shabbat
God,
Shalom.
we'll see ourselves. We'll meet again on Zoom on Monday. To wish you a Shabbat Shalom. Keep safe, keep healthy, look after yourself. And Be'ezrat Hashem, we'll see Mashiach Tzidkenu speedily in our day. Amen. Ken Yeh Ratzon.
Amen.
Have a
Shabbat
good
Shalom,
night,
Rav. Thank you.
everyone.
Thank
Shabbat
you,
Shalom.
Rav.
Shabbat Shalom.